on today's episode of Anime Afterthought Fire Force Season 2, Episode 9, The Core. Oh my god. Ogun, you are a fucking badass. In all seriousness, now we need to get a paternity test on this motherfucker because judging by his moves in today's episode, I'm pretty sure he's a fucking Joestar. Yo, that sequence was just fucking legit. Now remember, last we left off, we're in the Chinese peninsula. We have just discovered the Amaterasu doppelganger in the form of the tabernacle, and this pre-cataclysm structure is not deserted. In fact, there is an army of sentient infernals with their hellhounds, all being led by the demon Tempeh. And yeah, he's got one thing on his mind: to use this mysterious structure to cause a grand explosion, thus finally ending his 250-year-old life. Not to mention, there just happens to be this mysterious woman decked in black who's using an Adala link, urging Shinra to protect the forest. This is the same woman, in fact, that arrived through a spatial rift and was the savior of all the animals, saving them from starvation and hunger and teaching them how to speak. So with our team literally split in two, we have Shinra, Ogun, Tamaki, and Juggernaut outside dealing with Tempeh, Victor, Pan, and Arthur inside trying to unravel the mystery of this second Amaterasu. And this is where we pick up today's episode. At the very beginning, we are fortunately given one of those little play things I like to do. This one talking about the actual Great Cataclysm, how the humans have angered Earth, thus resulting in a fiery hellscape whose ash covered the Earth, thus leading to darkness. And it was actually up to this one person named Raffles the First who discovered an unsullied flame, which then in turn with humanity's technology created the Amaterasu, or at least that's the story we're led to believe. That's the one we're actually hearing. By the way, am I the one that really likes like the art style? It's very, very choppy, has that hand-drawn feel to it. Like I really like it. I really do dig it. Anyways, finally, I think Arthur is maybe a secret genius. Maybe he's put on this grand facade, this charade of being a dum-dum. Yeah, he ups and be a dum-dum. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, figuring out that all this irregular and completely random series of numbers that is not only etched into the walls, but also on these tablets that the demon had his underlings scouring the forest for, finding out that this is actually pi, one might assume that Arthur actually is pretty smart. I mean, he has devised mnemonic devices, phrases to help him remember certain bits and chunks of pi. So he's like, okay, he's a secret genius. No, he ups and proves himself again to be, honestly, at this part, quite retarded, like beyond stupid, because even in his definition of knowing certain sequences of pi, he proved himself to not know it. Literally in that first scene where Victor is trying to, we'll have to see compared to the now known number of pi, because calculation is basically its true number is still being tabulated to this day. I mean, it's an infinite number. So much to his shock and chagrin, they're still trying to unravel the mystery of this and pi, and let's just say it is pi, so why would Arthur know something about this? Oh, I'm the Night King, King of the Round Table, so I started to, research circles, and it just so happens to come across the number pi. So when they're going over that, and they're still trying to figure out and suss out, maybe what this has with the interaction of the actual Amaterasu doppelganger, he decided to stop the narrative with one quote. Hey guys, by the way, what's the round table and what's pi? You just said you're the king of the round, like you're a knight of the round table, but you don't know what the round table is, so you decided to research circles because just the word round, and then you found pi and decided to memorize it without actually knowing what okay, so maybe Arthur is not the genius that was led to believe in last week's episode, but I mean, he still memorized little bits and chunks of pi, so he's kind of smarter than me. Yeah, that left a very sour taste in my mouth. Now, on Team Shinra, shit's getting a little complicated. I mean, they're still under attack from Tempeh and his legion of infernals and their hellhounds. And I have to say, at this point, Ogun is doing work. He's doing a majority of the heavy lifting outside. Shinra seems to be completely focused on the Adala link with this mysterious woman in black, a couple times leaving himself completely unguarded. Luckily, like I said, Ogun is there to do work. Now, his ability is really fucking cool. He is summoning these flamed etched, they're weapons, but it seems he has almost an endless arsenal. We've seen spears, we've seen knives so far. It's pretty fucking cool. Also, luckily, they have Tamaki out out there working in her sister capacity. Now, whether these infernals are good or bad, it's really not up to them. Their souls still need to be put to rest. So luckily they have her in like I said, her sister capacity. But before too long, you know, Tempeh actually notices her. Now, I don't know if it's because she's praying and he has some kind of religious vendetta against maybe not following the same path, or I don't know, maybe he sees her as a wink link, but he decides to go after her. In an all-inspiring, shocking, devastating moment, he's coming in for an attack. Tempeh just launches right out Tamaki, and my main man, the big softy Juggernaut, steps in and gets a hole through his fucking chest. I'm like, okay. So, I mean, we've seen characters killed before, so Juggernaut's probably dead. He's dead now. Yeah, that's not how this fight works out. Supposedly, there's nothing in his chest. I mean, it's literally where your sternum and chest and stomach should be, and somehow his body conforms differently to the suit, or was he able to, at the last second, contort his body in this giant fucking outfit that he has? Multiple layers, by the way, as we see in the next scene when he's being ripped asunder by the fucking hellhounds. Every limb that was torn off just pops back out like anew. It's because of his multiple layers. He likes to be warm. It looks like at this point Tempeh has had enough of this comedic relief. He summons a giant flamed scythe, stepping it up a nut, doing some major damage. Shinra, I mean, I hate to say it, but Shinra is not up to snuff when it comes to Tempeh. I mean, he even goes in with his most powerful attack, Rona, and it does nothing. His basically saving grace is using this Adala link with this mysterious woman that only keeps repeating the same phrase, protect the forest. Now, of course, we're into the nitty gritty of this fight scene. Everything is getting super climactic, so we have to cut. So we go back to the team Amaterasu, and it looks like they have traveled further into this structure. They've come across the inner chamber, this chamber that is locked. Now, it does have certain accoutrement that seems to catch Victor's eye, at least pertaining to what we know so far about everything. Lodged in the keyhole to this inner chamber, as well as 7 more standing across the wall, there are 5 arrows with white feathered tips and the other end shaped like keys. Now, this is very telling. Like I said, at least to Victor, back in the old ways, white feather was a sign of sacrifice. Not to mention, the number itself is significant. We know that there are 8 pillars. As we see him focus on Shinra Sho and the mysterious woman, I don't believe is Homura or Inca, and it makes you curious. I mean, the 8 pillars, they're sacrificial pawns, but what does that mean for the actual Amaterasu over in Japan? But furthermore, what the fuck is in this chamber? Why is it locked? What's the significance of the arrows? Are they representative of the pillars? Like, I don't know. Meanwhile, outside, Shinra is still trying to create this Adala link with this mysterious woman in black, so it's up to the others to buy time. Like I said, MVP of today's fucking episode. I mean, Juggernaut did step up and save Tamaki, but Ogun, my main man Ogun, you are a fucking monster. Your ability, Flamy Ink, is fucking ridiculous. Summoning these like tribal-esque tattoo flames he paints on his body. Speed, agility, strength. It looks like even his like fire ability, everything is just top notch. But much like Tamaki, I noticed something. As the steam is rolling off his body, I think we have a high potential for burnout. We know that these pyrokinetic individuals, that is a true possibility if you overwork your ability, as we see with the lieutenant of Company 7, Sagimiya Kanro, you know, Benimaru's right-hand man. So with that being a distinct possibility, yet still needing to buy Shinra time to create this Adala link, it's a risk versus reward situation where the reward is, you know, we stay alive. So like I said, he puts in fucking work. I mean, he literally grabs Tempeh several times by his fucking head and just tosses him like a bitch-ass ragdoll. Fucking hilarious. Like I said though, Tamaki does recognize this, so it's time for her to step up. It's time for Juggernaut to step up. But like I said, Ogun's doing a majority of the fucking work because, my god, he's a fucking badass. But even with his abilities to the next fucking level, I mean, they are completely fucking elevated. It's still not enough. I mean, he's doing work, but is he doing damage? It doesn't fucking look like that. So it seems it's all up to Shinra. Meanwhile, he's still in this nether realm, communicating with the woman in black, who still seems to keep uttering the only phrase, protect the fucking forest. Of course, until Scoop decided to chime in. Now it seems either this woman is out of juice, or she just doesn't have enough to give, or maybe the possibility of actually giving it to Shinra. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems whatever Adala grace, not just the evangelist grace, this is Adala grace, she could give him would only last 1 second, and well, well, her power is actually being utilized to protect the forest, so what good would 1 second do you? And Shinra's like, nah, I got you. We're gonna do this in 1 fucking second. That's plenty of time. Oh god, and the preview is an indication how badass Shinra is gonna turn into. Jesus Christ, like, my god, we see little bits and pieces of the Evangelist. Shinra in this white, bluish, flamed form. For some reason, Iris is engulfed in fucking flames. And we know the fight's probably gonna turn out well because Scoop and Shinra are saying their farewells at the sunset, and Scoop does look a little sad, so honestly, today's episode was awesome. Best boy Juggernaut stepped up, you know, to save his favorite kitty, but Ogun, my god, you are a fucking badass. That was so legit. Your Flamy ink was so fucking awesome. Like, just the design of the character and then how all your ability is like fucking amplified. Of course, we have to worry about burnout. That's a complete possibility when dealing with this much pyrokinetic ability. Like, I'm excited though. This whole mysterious, how the woman in black definitely has a different feeling compared to the Evangelist, where, oh, she actually feels very pleasant, except the Evangelist, who wants to create another great cataclysm, looks like an angel. This one looks like a goddamn Grim Reaper. So it's like, never judge a book by its cover, obviously. That's what we're going for. I'm excited though. I'm fucking excited. I can't wait for a fucking badass conclusion, because it looks like Shinra's about to do work. Ogun there to set him up and Shinra there to knock him down. So with all that being said and more Fire Force around the corner, and it's just, goddamn, I love this series. I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.